Get a little background and going up in here. Welcome back to another episode. Live Hangouts with Tahyira. Oh, there. Oh, it's lit. Hey. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
For people tuning in, that I used to do my live hangouts here. I launched this when I was like in Los Angeles, and I felt super disconnected from everybody. I'm like, how do I talk to these people that I'm engaging with all day on Instagram? So I did live hangouts. That's another like outlet to tell stories, get people here. So we spend so much time on social media, especially Instagram. And it's just like scrolling. I was really thinking about it before we got on our interview, and I'm like, what is the disconnect between how we used to live before off social media to social media? Like, even like, I have a lot of friends, like I'm married, but a lot of people are dating. And even in that, it's just very like, people don't know what to do. Everyone's being rude. And like, I don't know. It's like really weird. And I'm like, thank God I grew up with the internet. Like, I was younger. So like, Instagram is still like new, But like, to a lot of these people, like, this is your whole life. Like, you don't even know how to connect with meet someone that's not on a social media app. And I'm like,
let me tell you something about that. The thing about it is, well, I don't know how old you are, but I know I'm older than you. And I grew up in a time where men or boys or whatever would actually come up to you and talk to you.
Boys.
Actually ask for your phone, call you. So this whole new thing with dating on, girl, let me tell you something. My dating life is
just throw in since we're waiting. Do you use social media apps to like date and stuff? Would you do that, or do you do that? Have you done that?
Hell no.
You got the H, the hell to the no. It's like not for you.
No. I just can't do it. People are crazy. Crazy.
Like, there was a moment where me and Frankie were like on the outs or whatever, and I downloaded like Tinder, and it was just like, I already saw where people were going, and I'm like, let me just delete it right now. Like, I can't. I don't want my profile to be searched that I had a Tinder account ever. It's just, I'm good. I'm super good.
I can't do it. I've been on there.
Whitney agrees. Is like, we're not with that. So I think it's a generational thing. But then people who are born in my same year, they use social media apps. Like, that's their still go-to. I think because people don't know how to read, like, I was talking to my other friend, like, when I was in LA, we started doing like little dating events. Like, I had never thought in 2019, 2018 that you need to like have a dating event. Like, these are your questions. Get to know each other. Like, we're like directing them how to, like, this is your, anyway, it's crazy, but it's like a real thing because a lot of people struggle with that. Like, I feel fortunate that I met Frankie before social media in this way, because I'm like, I don't know how it works anymore.
Oh, God.
But to everybody tuning in, that's you. All right. Our questions finally pulled up. All right, you guys. So we're going to run through like 10 questions or so. Thank you guys who are tuned in. Thank you, Whitney, for holding on. Let's get into it, though. So, well, this kind of is a beautiful segue. First question is, what's the best part of social media used for you, your personal life and your professional life? Perfect segue.
In terms of my personal life, I would say I have a Facebook and an Instagram account. Okay. Right. Facebook, I'm really not on it as much as I used to be. There's a reason for that, and I'll dive into that for a second.
Yeah.
But now, if I am on Facebook, it's basically to keep in touch with, family. That's about it. So
live in different,
that's about it.
Yeah.
Because I just want to get back. I'm the type of person, I refuse to conform. And I like to focus on relationships by phone call. Hey, let's meet up somewhere and get together. You know what I'm saying? So to use social media totally for maintaining and building relationships, I just have a hard time with that. Now, I do respect that some people, that's what works for them. Like, I have my best friend who's in Orlando. Marco Polo works for her. I get it. So I have to respect.
Wait, what's Marco Polo?
Okay, so Marco Polo is it's like a video walkie-talkie. You basically leave a video message, and then that person will respond when they have time. Now, that works for people who have extremely busy lives, and she's one of those people. So I respect that that's her best form of us keeping in touch with each other. So I use that. But for other people, I'm like, nah, man, you got my number? Cool. You know what I'm saying? Text.
Right.
And don't give me paragraph text because I don't do that neither. So that's the person.
What you're trying to say, you make it short and sweet. I feel you though. That's a good mentality to have. But I do think because you're a little older, like I think everyone at where they reach a little older, we all tap into that. Like I don't have time for any of this stuff. I think that because I feel like I'm there right now, and I'm like not that old. So it's like I get it. Okay, so that's a good life. And then for your professional life, because you're running, like you have a business that you started, and it's a great networking tool, I assume.
I have a yes. I think it's really good for getting your business out there, connecting with other people, networking. Dare I say, finding out about events that are happening around town. It's really good as well. So. I tap into social media for those purposes sometimes, but I find myself checking out because of, how should I say, now I'm going to be real candid. Now there was a time when I had to take a break from social media altogether because
likewise,
I see like my peers and you looking at their lives. Now everybody knows that basically people just put the highlight reel and it looks so great. And you can't help yourself sometimes, but like, daggone it, how come, I didn't get married yet? Or I haven't, gotten that business off the ground. Or I want to travel too, all these things. And you find yourself like starting to hate.
They have likes, bro. Like that's not a fake thing. Like Instagram is responding to that as well. So you're not. But it's good to hear people's point of views on this because everyone feels like that, but it comes from a different, perspective.
Yeah. So before I get on the cusp of hating, because that's not who I am. I'm genuinely excited for my friends and my family who do well.
Right.
When I feel like I'm getting to that point where I'm comparing my life to someone's life who's basically the highlight reel, that's when I have to out and like, all right, I'm going to take a break.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy that you said that because a lot of people are not able to be candid and be honest about it because I said it too. I'm like, social media use may cause anxiety, depression, suicide. Like that's real things. But not everyone's able to say that. So I feel the more of us that say it, more people will be like, nah, me too, hands up, like me too, for real. So hearing that. Let's move on a little because we spoke about social media for long enough. I know you didn't really get into like politics or like political debates. You did send me a little note before that. I'm like, and it's okay, a lot of people don't in our country. I'm one of the person that does. And I'm interested to know, like, do you think the current state of the nation has a direct effect on your everyday life? Or even if you do, it's like, I don't care. It's something that I can do, like, what's your take on it? Like, why you involved?
I really don't think it has an effect on our lives as a whole. But me personally, my personal life, I would say no. Right. Because I used to work in news. I was an associate producer for Fox many years ago in Atlanta. And so being in an environment where you're getting all this news and a lot of it is not great, it's like, man, I do not want to be just consumed and overwhelmed with all this stuff.
It is overwhelming.
It's good to be informed, but to be a news junkie, that ain't my stilo. It's just not. Right. It's not, because I see how it affects some of my friends around me. Like, I'm like, yo, it's like sometimes you just got to take a break. I mean, I have my head in the sand. I do know what's going on, but it's not impacting me in a way that's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to live, or, be damned this and that. Nah.
Right. Okay, cool. I like that. Next question. How does your culture help shape your creative endeavors? So I know we're family members, we're people tuning in. It's like we're from Trinidad and Tobago, Pop up, shout out, Carnival Time Soon Reach, all that stuff. But it definitely affects the way I shape and I create. So
yeah,
how does it affect you?
I think it's just an awesome blessing to be a Trinidadian American. We are a people who are so innovative, and I'm talking about just Black people. But from our family, personally, I mean, we have seamstresses and tailors and, cooks and all kinds of, I mean, we're just so creative. And I think it shapes how we, especially when things are difficult or when things are challenging, that creativity like really kicks in.
Right.
You understand?
Agreed.
I mean, I just think it's just awesome that it shapes us in that way.
I think you used a great word, that it's a blessing. I feel like I think you used the perfect word, like it is a blessing. And a lot of times, you know, it could be, you know, there's parts of it that could perceivably maybe hold us back for a certain thing, or we didn't come in, we're not first or second, third generation born Americans. But I feel like I'm gonna start saying that's word now, blessing. That, you know, it makes me feel, it gives me something extra to add to like my plate, and it kind of makes the plate look, that's the best thing on the plate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird,
right?
But how I see it in the, like, in my industry for entertainment, for example, it's like, why does Rihanna stand out? Why does Nicki stand out? It's because of that aspect. People don't ever really say that, but compared to even towards Beyonce, it's like there's something that they have that she don't have, and it's the culture, it's the background, it's the hardworking, it's the, you know, because it's very different from just American. So it's a blessing. I like that.
I think as a people, as a people, when we have been faced with so many things, and when you're in it, you don't have time to be sad. You just don't.
Right.
Now it's like you're in that moment, you're like, okay, this is what I need to do with what I have.
Exactly.
I think that's why, you know, I think that's just makes us as a people so phenomenal.
And that's why I think too, when people who like down not Trinidadian, they go there for carnival, because I saw it a few years ago. It's like you get into this frenzy almost. Like, I literally saw people going to the airport like, I gotta extend my trip. I'm like, you're staying. Like, it's just, I can't, because they've never felt like this before. Like, it's their first. So I'm like, I know there's something in Trinidad that they got that's like magic, because it's like there's no way the only people around the world flock to this little tiny speck on the earth. Like, it's amazing. So
it is
great. Our culture is lit. We're gonna keep pushing that. It's a big part of everything I do. I try to incorporate it as much as I can into like everything that I do. So next question. If you got $1 million wired to your account like right now, what would you do first?
Boop, boop, boop. Hey girl, hey girl. When you want them coins, because I got a check for you.
Exactly.
We'll
first. No, I agree, girl. That's a smart thing to do, though. Most people call their friends like, listen, we let you quit your job. That's what most people would probably do. About to get these cars, these houses, and it's like,
girl, get rid of that student loans.
Yeah. Okay. So what would be the second thing you do?
The second thing I would do, if my mom is still around, you know, I would make sure she's straight, you know. And then what I would like to do is to invest in property. You know. Yeah.
Feel something great for the rest of us.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Next question. You were very public with the passing of your father a few years ago. I was there. I mean, we're family, so it affects all of us. I'm like, but how did your Christian faith bring you like healing?
That's a good question. You know, it's funny, you know, you think you know that the day will come when you will lose a parent. But then when it actually happens, you're like, oh my God. Like, it's like, I felt like my breath was taken away from me.
Right.
For real. And I thank God every day, like for real, for getting me through that.
Right.
Only got me through that, T. Only God. God and therapy. Let's not leave that out.
No. That's important that you added that. God and therapy. That was one of my questions too.
Yeah. God, you know, praying a lot, really allowing myself to feel everything and breathe in my own way, even if it didn't make sense to the person on the outside looking in.
Right.
And journaling and all of that helped. I think my dad's passing, of course, you know, still really fresh. It'll be 5 years next year.
Yeah,
and it's still really fresh. But I think for me, his passing was also an awakening for me with this journey that I'm on. The journey of really finding out who I am really. You understand? So there's been a lot of peeling off, a lot of undoing, if you will, and just starting fresh. So yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, the next question is kind of a segue into the previous question. Like, do you think prayer and meditation are like synonymous? Because I don't really like go to church in this way, and I don't really read the Bible, but I definitely pray from like growing up Seventh-day Adventist background. It's in me, but I'm definitely meditation and spiritual awakening. You know, like I'm full on into that side of it. But I feel almost the same.
I'm gonna tell you something. Years ago, when I was in grad school, I was talking to I think he was like director of my department, and we got into a conversation just about life and, you know, how to deal with certain things. And in that conversation, I found out that he was a believer in God. And one of the things that he told me that has stuck with me forever is that prayer is you speaking or expressing everything to God. Meditation is you sitting still and waiting for him to speak to you. So I feel like prayer,
deep.
What?
That was so deep. Like I'm exploding. So, yeah, that's the way I kind of thought about it. I couldn't say it like that. Like you said it perfectly. Or whoever told you. But like that's it right there. That's absolutely it.
They have two different roles.
There's different roles. I love that.
And it's synonymous, I don't think so. I think they both have their own roles.
Okay. I like that. That's good. Our video. That was good. That was amazing. I feel a lot of people struggle with that. It's like, you know, the newer generation versus like the older ones. Like older people understand prayer, the new ones understand meditation. But it's like, if we can understand how they all work together, then we're just making ourselves more whole. I love that. That was amazing. I'm so happy to ask that question to you. Okay, so next one I have is tell us why you started your organizational based business, like cleaning closets or fixing closets, I think it is. And I put like, it's clutter like a pet peeve, like it's organization that you I feel you're really good at, or
girl, let me tell you something. Yulin Darius, y'all, Yulin Darius is my mother. Okay. And she kept and keeps an immaculate household. In fact, all of us, all my brothers and sisters, if you go into any one of our homes, everything has its place. I just could never function in a mess. Even when I was in high school, I couldn't start my homework or start a project if everything was in disarray. Everything had to be in place and neat before I start.
Right.
And to be quite honest, I like organizing things. I do. You know.
Right.
I'm the type of person where I'll walk into a space that has nothing to do with me, and if I see things in disarray, I'm already in my head. And if people will let me, I'll do it, you know? So that's pretty much how I came into that. I figured, you know, why not get paid for it? There are people who
love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
so how have you done many closets or homes, or, you know, you do like there's a bunch of different stuff that people need organized, not just closets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I closets because it's the most fun. I have done.
What are your favorite artists of the moment right now? I feel like you have you were like a radio person, so I'm like, you know, music, and why? Like, what's your favorite artist and why?
Oh my God. But I love so many things. I'm more of the old school hip hop, and I love neo soul. But right now, the person that sticks out for me is Anderson .Paak. Now, the reason why I love him is because he just comes off real. He's unapologetically himself, and I feel like his music reflects that.
Right.
And I just love him.
Okay. I like it. Yeah. A lot of people have listened to music, but they don't really know why. Like, you know, that's why I put like, well, what's your favorite artist and then why, so that we could understand, you know, your style, what you're into, what you're listening to. All right. Moving forward, I'm like, if you could have a 20-minute combo with a living person right now, who would it be?
It would be Will Packer.
Really?
Yes, really. Because I want to get on his team. He just started an entertainment magazine called Central Ave. It's in about 8 major cities right now. They're testing it
Just
out.
did on him, funny enough, because I'm working on a media holding company, and I literally just did reaches on him. That's why I know who he is. I didn't know who he was a week and a half ago.
Yeah. I love I me some
Yeah.
little and I
He's
would
lit. He's lit. Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
And I would just have a conversation with him and how I can be a great asset to his team and just get on that production team and really, I still have a passion for working in television. So I guess that one.
There you go. All right, cool. So we're about to wrap this up. Last question. What's your primary focus for 2020 moving forward? If it's relationship, love, business, whatever, life, church, I don't know. What's your focus?
My primary focus, I really believe that, and I've been saying this for the past couple of months, I really believe that 2020 will be the year where everything will become clear for me. But this journey I've been on, you know, whether it's relationships, whether it's spirituality,
Right.
and so my focus will still be on me, on Tasha, and just everything unfolding and whatever manifests along the way, I'm here for it.